Traveling Tyler style. We're in Dubrovnik, Croatia. I've always wanted to come here. We're in Old Town. I got in last night at 12:30 a.m. Didn't have a hotel booked. Didn't feel like burning a hotel night getting into the city. The city's around 20 kilometers outside of the airport. So I found a little hidden spot. It's on the far end of the Dubrovnik airport on the third level. It has beds, couches. It's perfect. So I slept there last night. Woke up at 9 a.m. I slept like a baby with all sorts of chaos going on around me. But if you do arrive late, keep that in mind. We're gonna check it out, see what it's all about. We got 2 days here. This is gonna be fun. Dubrovnik is one of the most prominent tourist destinations in the Mediterranean. It's also the most over-touristed destination in Europe, with 36 tourists per each resident. That's an interesting fact, but it makes sense because the population's just over 40,000, yet Dubrovnik is considered one of the most popular destinations in the Adriatic and in Europe. In 1979, the city of Dubrovnik was added to the UNESCO World Heritage Site in recognition of its outstanding medieval architecture and fortified Old Town. It goes all the way back to the 7th century. Dubrovnik was formerly called Ragusa until 1808 when it changed its name. It also has its original sewage system going back to the early 1200s. Not sure if that's a positive, just kind of an interesting fun fact. I've been to 74 countries, too many cities to remember or name. But after spending half a day here in Dubrovnik, this is right at the top of the list. This might be one of my favorite cities I've ever been to. It's so historical, clean, amazing vibes, so many restaurants, bars, cool people. If you're in Eastern Europe, you have to hit Dubrovnik. You just do. I mentioned earlier that Dubrovnik goes back to the 7th century, but the exact age of Dubrovnik is actually still unknown. Until 1981, there was a firm belief that Dubrovnik had been founded in the 7th century. However, during the reconstruction works that followed the earthquake of 1979, the remains of an until then unknown cathedral were found in the foundations of the existing cathedral. Based on those remains, the experts deduced that the unknown cathedral had been erected before the 7th century. This gave space to many theories about the origins of Dubrovnik, but none of them have been confirmed as of right now. But what we do know is Dubrovnik is very old. And an amazing place to visit. Now we're going to walk the city wall. It's 2 kilometers. I decided to do this now, even though it's hot. Hoping I can get this done in an hour. They say it takes anywhere between 45 minutes to 2 hours depending on how fast you walk. I'm going to go to the main entrance where you pay, and then we're going to get this started. I'm just over here getting to the bottom of things. That's what I do. Now we're gonna do the city wall walk. This is where you actually walk along the city wall. It's 35 euros for adults, 15 euros for children. It's kind of a gray area where I stand. It's one of those things you have to do. I'm very interested. It's hot, but now's the time. Let's check this out. Records indicate the initial walls were built around the 9th century. Of course, during medieval times, there was not much construction work happening in the city, meaning the walls then are not the same as you see now. Most construction work happened between the 12th and 17th centuries by the end of the Middle Times and Renaissance era, which is the same period where Croatia thrived and became an important rival to the Venetian Empire. The walls went through many changes, especially following the wars, the 1667 earthquake, and other remarkable events. The walls' defenses were strengthened over time, and many additions were made. The walls of Dubrovnik are a significant landmark and an efficient defense mechanism against the foreign attacks on the city. Imagine enemies coming with ships and cargo to occupy the city, just to find themselves facing a gigantic structure of defense walls at Dubrovnik's seafront with a failed attempt to penetrate the Old Town. A couple pro tips: get there early. The city walls open at 8 a.m., which is the perfect time to take your walk peacefully without getting annoyed by the crowds. Avoid midday. Not only is it typically hotter in the midday, it's far more crowded. There's a risk you might find yourself with nowhere to move. Nobody wants to be trapped between other people where you can't even take a picture. Keep your eye on the cruise ship schedule. This is probably the easiest way to avoid crowds. Plan your trips to the city walls on days when the cruises are not arriving into the city. Sometimes you gotta beat the tourists at their own game, even if you're a tourist yourself. If you follow these steps, I assure you it'll be a better experience for you. Now let's continue on and see what makes the city walls such a great experience.
What's cooler than this? Check this out. For real.
I'm just a dude from Seattle, Washington that never had travel aspirations. I never had goals to see the world. When I was a kid, I had never even heard of Dubrovnik. But I didn't choose this travel life, it chose me. But I'm kicking the door down. That's why I'm thankful, I'm grateful. Whenever I have a travel opportunity, I take advantage of it, I strike. That's what I do best. I don't do this just for me. I'm trying to make my family proud, my friends proud. Make people that doubted me when I was younger look at me now and say, damn, I'm on my way to 100 countries. Nobody expected that. I didn't expect that of myself, but now I'm here. But I always stay humble, cherish everything I have. Dubrovnik's an incredible city. It has so much to offer. Amazing food, the people are nice, incredible architecture, culture, history, everything you could ask for. It's one of those places that you just kind of pinch yourself. You can't believe it's even real. But that's why I love this travel game. This is what I live for. Cersei Lannister's Walk of Shame, where she descends the staircase to begin her Walk of Atonement, is one of the most famous scenes in Game of Thrones, and it's Season 5, Episode 10. The walk started at the top of the Jesuit stairs, which we're going up now. St. Dominic Street is used to capture the main stretch where she's heckled by the crowds of King's Landing. This scene's also one of the most expensive scenes shot in Dubrovnik because there are a lot of coffee bars and restaurants on the street, and for filming, they had to give up a lot of money to the owners to close their businesses during the filming, which actually makes sense. This scene was extremely difficult to film because Dubrovnik did not want a naked woman to be filmed in their extremely recognizable and famous ruins. But the producers were able to get permission to shoot the scene here. And it's not just this particular scene that was shot here. A lot of sequences were filmed at these beautiful stairs and its gorgeous backdrop. Still in Old Town, coming through the tunnel. And then this. I actually didn't know what the tunnel was going to lead to when I followed it down, and then boom. Before coming to Dubrovnik, this is actually how I pictured it would be, though. I mean, what's better than this? Could have my feet kicked up all day, drink in hand, taking in the view. It's pretty much perfect. Church of St. Blaise, constructed in 1715. The one thing I want to point out about Dubrovnik is it is pretty expensive. If you're planning on eating out having drinks. You need to be prepared, but it's a touristy city. Of course it's going to be expensive. But really, that's the only downside I can come up with. And it really does have a great nightlife, which I'm kind of showing you now.
When I decided to come to Dubrovnik, I had a feeling it would be great, but I didn't know what to expect. Every person that I'd ever met that had been here said it was great. But after spending a day here, what I realized is Dubrovnik is the whole package. It has the nightlife, restaurants, bars, history, it's safe, the people are nice, incredible architecture, you name it. That's what I love about this travel game. There's always places out there to visit for the first time that are gonna blow your mind, and Dubrovnik is no different. This is what I got, Traveling Tyler style. Subscribe to my channel. I got a lot of videos coming. I'm trying to take over the world. I'm on a mission. Come along with me. Dubrovnik, Croatia. Till next time, I'm out.